It's Magneto for me. Let me know if there are any other magnetizers out there. That's what we call ourselves.
Please.
Or the Magnetos.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's
Not the fan club.
crazy.
Hey y'all, welcome to Real Relatives, the podcast where three siblings dive into the world of TV and film. My name is Tosin.
And I am Penny Carmichael.
And I am Gene Rogers.
And we are the Real Relatives. Y'all, we have an exciting episode today. We are covering X-Men 97. Alrighty, so for our binge segment, like I just said, we're covering season 1 of X-Men 97. And then for our banter segment, we're going to talk about superhero powers, the ones that we want, the ones that we think other people embody, and more. So stay tuned. But before we get into the meat and the potatoes, I want to give you a spoiler warning. This episode will contain spoilers for season 1 of X-Men 97. Now, if you don't want to hear the spoilers, feel free to skip ahead to the banter segment. I actually keep timestamps in the episode notes, so check those out. And if you want to jump ahead, feel free to do that.
Also, real quick, light spoiler warning for the original X-Men comic from the 90s as well. Not comic, series.
Okay, Gene, our resident nerd. We love him. Okay, but before we get into the X-Men 97 stuff, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do quote of the day. So this is a pretty long one, Gene and Penny, so listen closely because I'm not going to repeat myself.
That's rude. That's not the rules, but okay, go ahead.
Doesn't matter. Make sure you're ready. Okay. Bros before hoes. Why? Because your bros are always there for you. They've got your back after your hoe rips your heart out for no good reason.
Okay,
and you are nothing but great to your hoe. And you told her that she was the only hoe for you and that she was better than all the other hoes in the world. And then suddenly she's not yo hoe no mo. Where does that come from?
I actually know one this time.
I know this from somewhere.
I know this.
You know it's from somewhere.
No.
Yes. I did not make this up.
Relax. I've heard this before. I feel like I heard it recently.
Maybe I'll like 5 more seconds.
I just feel like Penny should probably go first, I think.
No, you can go first because I feel like I actually know this one.
Okay, time's up. And I get to pick. So, Gene.
You're a traitor.
Where do you think this comes from?
I cannot lock it down in my mind, so I'm going 40-year-old virgin.
Okay, interesting choice. Penny?
The correct answer is
Crazy, interesting choice.
Michael Scott in The Office.
Okay, so I knew it
You had the
was
right idea.
Steve Carell.
You had
I
the
saw
right
his
idea.
face in my head. I just
Yeah.
couldn't get there.
Yeah, okay, so Penny, clearly you're right. And yes, it is Steve Carell. Y'all know how I feel about The Office, so. Great quote.
We love.
Sweet.
Okay, so I'm officially losing at the game, the quote game.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first quote that we've done that was not related to the binge topic. So, congrats to you.
Got to keep you on your toes. Cool. Let's get into the binge. Okay, I'm going to stop. All right, quick summary. So, in X-Men 97, Season 1, the X-Men face new challenges as Professor X, who is presumed dead, leaves Magneto in charge of the team. The X-Men, now sanctioned by the UN, continue to protect mutants and humans. Magneto's efforts to prove himself lead to his trial, during which Storm is depowered, and Jean gives birth to a son named Nathan. It turns out Mother Jean is actually Madeline Pryor, a clone made by Mr. Sinister. Madeline wreaks havoc before ultimately leaving the team, and Storm eventually defeats a demon in order to regain her powers later on in the season. The season's climax revolves around Magneto's leadership in Genosha, a mutant haven where a massive Sentinel attack kills many, including X-Men member Gambit. Professor X is actually alive, and he returns to Earth as the X-Men face Bastion, a human Sentinel hybrid aiming to enslave mutants. When the Prime Sentinels attack, Magneto causes a worldwide blackout, and the X-Men split into teams to stop Bastion and Magneto's divergent plans. After a fierce battle, the X-Men are presumed dead following the destruction of Asteroid M, which is basically Magneto's like mothership. Bishop reveals the X-Men are trapped in different timelines, with Cyclops and Jean in a dystopian future and the others in an ancient Egypt, setting the stage for their next adventure.
All right.
Sorry, I'm hearing that back and I'm like crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, no, it was a packed season.
Jam-packed with the stuff.
Lots to cover, a lot of big moments. First, I just want to shout out the way you say Bastion, because I feel like you say it like Malfoy says Potter. So I just wanted
I'm
to
not familiar with Harry Potter like
That's
that.
okay.
So.
That's okay.
Is that Malfoy like the villain?
Well, don't worry about that. We'll get more into that later, actually. But a lot of big moments this season. First off, like one of the things that threw me for a loop was Magneto and Rogue. I'd never seen that before, and it certainly wasn't in the old show.
I didn't even know who Rogue was.
But you said what?
I didn't even know who Rogue was.
Oh, really?
My familiarity with X-Men is from watching the film franchise.
Was she not in the film franchise?
Which films are you talking about? Because remember, you're a little younger than us.
First
You're
Class.
a lot younger than me, obviously. A little younger than Tosin.
Everything that came out in the 21st century.
So you
Those
watched
ones.
the ones with like Halle Berry, but then you also
Yes.
watched the one with the guy. Okay,
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. The one with the guy.
I've seen all the ones that came out in the 21st century. I think the first
Okay.
X-Men movie, like the
Yeah.
modern one, came out in 2000. I'm pretty sure, and then
Okay.
I think the last one was
So Rogue was like the main character in that first one.
What?
in the 2000.
Yeah, I think so.
Do not remember.
Yeah.
Do not remember her. Don't know her. Never heard of her.
Yeah, well, sorry to that woman.
Magneto and Rogue. Magneto and Rogue.
Anyway, it was just crazy. I felt bad for Gambit because, I thought they had their little relationship. Magneto comes in with all of his,
Oldness? He's so old.
He's old, but
Why
the
is
guy
he
kind of
so
had,
buff?
he had, what do the kids call it? Riz?
Riz. He did not have Riz. He spoke like a Shakespearean actor.
Why was he so swole? That was really my thing. So I'm like, are you dudes like pushing
That was-
70?
Yeah,
I
he's
mean-
giving Zaddy vibes
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, hey, he's pushing weight. And
No.
the part that killed me was like, oh, it looks like they rented out the danger room for the entire day. And I was like, they don't call it the danger room for no reason. Anyway, the only thing that was...
You're so corny.
The only thing that threw me off was like there is a clear age difference between him and Rogue. So I was like,
Yeah,
is this a
it was-
grooming situation or what exactly is going on here?
Because honestly, it wasn't clear how old she was.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, she's definitely younger than him.
Much. And so I was like, well, this has obviously got to be like the messiest relationship of the season. Wrong. Because in come Madeline Pryor and Jean Grey and Scott and Wolverine, and they had their whole little square going on. Sorry for the slamming doors. And yeah, that was just a complete mess.
I was just looking at Jean funny because she was mad at Scott for having his telepathic affair with Madeline, but she was out there kissing. Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't think it was telepathic.
I was gonna say
no, it was.
psychotic, and I know that's not the right word.
It was telepathic. It was a telepathic affair.
Yeah,
How is
see?
it telepathic? They were all
No. Sorry, she's not talking about. I don't think she's talking about when he impregnated her.
No, I'm talking about later on after Madeline leaves.
When she goes to Genosha
And Jean was like, how long has this been going on or
Sorry,
whatever?
okay,
But she
never
was
mind, never
kissing Wolverine at the bottom of the lake.
Honestly, the
So,
whole thing, it definitely
what?
tripped me out because I was like, she kissed him at the bottom of the lake, and then I think like the next scene or whatever, it was like her and Scott. And I thought that he was, like, I thought while she was kissing Wolverine, she was like also communicating telepathically with Scott. And I was like, wow, this woman is really just, that's crazy.
She busy.
But then it turns out, like, boom, it's not even her. He's actually still talking to Madeline, which, like, that also is Jean, kind of. And, like, obviously is the mother of his child. So, I don't know. Was he so wrong for that?
I don't.
Give me a
This is a
headache.
very strange situation. I can understand how it wasn't so easy to like cut things off with Madeline because like technically he doesn't know how long they were doing whatever they were in
Yeah.
a relationship, but then Jean is obviously like the person he originally was with, but they're also like the same person.
Or was it? Like, he might have been with Madeline the whole time. Like, who knows?
No, he
No,
wasn't. I think that was pretty clear that he was
they
with Jean.
were. Yeah, like it was.
Also, if I was Jean, I'd be pissed at Scott because how'd you not know that was a clone of me?
No. Come
How could you
on.
not pick up on the fact
Identi-
that was
it's
a clone?
It's a clone.
I don't care.
By the way-
Something our love
he put-
should have given you like an
By the way,
idea.
Tosin, you
Too
could be
many
a clone
books.
right now on this podcast, and I would have no idea.
Yeah, but you're not. We're not. This is not the same type of relationship. Like, you're not my man. My man better know if I'm cloned and he's laying up next to some clone, or I'll leave you. I'll leave you for Wolverine just off the strength of that.
That's
Like, when you're
crazy.
laying next to him.
Am I a clone?
Would you love my clone more than me? It's like, would you love me if I was a doe?
I'm sick.
Yes, that'll be my question. I'll ask my future man, would you love me if I was a clone?
Anyway, that was a whole situation. It was a whole messy situation and felt a lot more like reality TV than X-Men, but it went
TV.
crazy. And then obviously, speaking of Gambit earlier, Gambit's death, R.I.P.
Never heard of her.
Again, y'all obviously were not fans.
Didn't know Gambit.
No, I know.
No,
I don't know as much as you, Gene, resident nerd, but I definitely know more than Penny. I loved the films, and I liked X-Men Evolution, which is also why I was kind of
Ooh,
confused because
yes,
they're supposed
yes.
to be. I thought they were teenagers, but Rogue's out here kissing 70-year-old men. So
No, they weren't. I don't think in X-Men 97 they're teenagers. I think they're adults by then. Anyway, R.I.P. to Gambit. He was my favorite X-Men, like, growing up, and that was a tough one.
Just want to know why.
He was cool, bro. Like, when you were that age, like, you know what I'm saying?
That
He was a
funky
ladies' man.
Cajun
He had
accent.
swag. The Cajun accent, actually.
You know, let me stop because I'm not Cajun, and maybe that's like a legit one. But he in Rogue's accents, I was like, what is this?
Nah, upon revisiting as an adult, they were doing some real heinous,
Like, what is
heinous work.
They're very specific.
That was actually
is all I will say.
crazy work.
Very specific.
Yeah,
But
very weird.
and then obviously, look, throughout the show, a lot of big moments, but they were also obviously talking about a lot of different social topics, and I felt like that's what X-Men always has been, is like an allegory for social issues. We talked about MLK and Martin Luther King. That's the same person. We talked about MLK and Malcolm X, Xavier versus Magneto. They were kind of different approaches to protecting mutants.
MLK Jr. I
True.
always forget the junior.
True. That very important right now. Thank you.
Yeah, but like,
I,
What?
out of- so,
MLK was his daddy.
we know who
not
we're
the same
talking
person.
about.
thank you. Wow. Who did y'all agree with? Who? Like, I actually I know who Penny agrees with.
Wait, who does Penny agree with?
She's definitely on the side of Malcolm X, and
Yeah,
definitely on the side of Magneto.
I am offended that you didn't jump to Magneto for me as well.
No. I'm not saying that you aren't.
How are you so sure about Penny but not me?
Why is this the thing right
I love Magneto. And the fact that you didn't think to like,
You did call him Zaddy earlier.
no, not outside of that, because when Ian McKellen was playing
McKellen,
him,
yes.
I still love
Sir
him.
Ian McKellen,
Sir
please.
Ian, sorry,
Who
sir.
recently had a fall. He fell off stage recently, so just I hope he recovers well. You know, he's fine. He's fine.
Oh.
But
No, but he's
Yeah.
he's so cute.
yeah, he's
But y'all don't know this about me, so I'm gonna reveal it on the podcast today. But I am a Magneto stan.
wow.
I love Magneto. I've always loved Magneto.
I mean,
X-Men
always,
First Class,
since when?
Days of Futures Past. Ugh, I love Magneto.
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
Fassbender
Days of Future
tore that up.
Past
Yeah.
and Origins are like my fave in the franchise. I like those ones. Anyway, so.
Anyway, I'm offended, but I'd be on Malcolm X Magneto side.
So what? Y'all want to go to war with the normies?
It's not that I want to go to war, and this is also a misconception about Malcolm X, right?
Speak on it, preach, preacher.
Let me take
Preach,
you to
preacher.
church really quick, okay? But he was like, "Look, we tried it your way.
Yes.
It didn't work. They're being really rude. Like these people would like want to see us rot in hell." He's like, "Okay, so then we gotta take the power that we have, and we gotta use it to help ourselves, because it's like, we shouldn't be treated. We have given you no reason to treat us this way.
Yeah.
Like, there's absolutely no reason. But
Or maybe even a
y'all
little
can't be
reason, but
trusted.
like the thing is like maybe like one person gave you a reason, two people gave you a reason, but we're not all the same,
Sure,
right?
but
Look at MLK preaching.
Other humans do bad things, and you're like,
No, for sure.
Well, I guess. Well, anyway, that's another conversation.
What are you saying?
Sorry, but also, I also didn't like the distinction between humans and mutants, because I'm like, guys, like, they are humans, which just like.
Well, I don't know. They're not Homo
Humankind,
sapiens though, right?
humankind.
They're Homo superior
Look,
or whatever.
nerd. I don't know. But anyway, But no, yeah, I definitely understand Magneto. He's like, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna beg them to like accept us when they're clearly not.
No, yeah. Honestly, even like Beast, when he was like talking to that reporter, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm here, like, I'm here to interview you, and that way like people can like accept you guys." And he was like, "Why do we have to beg for your acceptance? Like, why? That's like the bare minimum."
'Cause you're blue
Like, and she
first.
thought, what I'm saying, she was really trying to ally, and he called her out on that stuff. Like, the thing is though, on the other side of it, so I am also on the Magneto side.
What?
No. The truth is, I want to be on the MLK side. I want to be on the Xavier side,
would
but that's
love
it's
that.
not working, bro. It's not.
I'm just surprised to hear you say that.
I
Gene.
know. I'm a peaceful guy. I'm a nice guy. Look,
Okay.
it's just not working. And how many times can you like? I mean, look. Yes, maybe over time you'll win some hearts by doing the right thing and in the right way. But like, how many people have to get sacrificed in the meantime? Like, Genosha was crazy.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, look, if we can't coexist, then we'll just go off over here
make our own thing.
and we'll go chill and we'll be fine. And they started thriving, and people looked at them and they said, nah, even that is dangerous. It gave like very much Tulsa Massacre vibes, right? Which I feel like it was supposed to, right? It was like, even when we want to go off and do our own thing and figure out a way to thrive on our own, we're not asking for your acceptance. We're just asking for you to, leave us alone. That wasn't enough.
As soon as they touched down to Genosha, I was like, oh, they're gonna destroy this. They're gonna destroy this. Yeah, they're goners.
And I think the reason that they felt that way was like, one of the characters was like, yeah, look, tolerance is in vogue now, but like, if we tolerate you, eventually, given who you are, you're going to replace us. Y'all are superior to us, so you will replace us. And I feel like, so that's why they felt like they had to fight so hard. Like humans were signing up to become Sentinels out of desperation about feeling like mutants were going to replace them. And I feel like that's a strong allegory to, like, particularly in America, there is a group of people that feels like we're going to be replaced, that our values are going down the drain, and they did some extreme things back in 2016, and I'm worried they're going to be doing some extreme things
Say it with your
in
chest.
2024.
Yeah, also, I don't understand why they're resisting so hard, because I'm like, bro, like, everybody's just going to be a mutant eventually. Right? Because this was a natural, like,
Right, progression.
evolutionary
Yeah.
thing that just occurred, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, I guess they're like, oh, if we, like, destroy all of them and get rid of them. But I'm like, no, it just happened naturally. So I'm just like, accept it, bro. I want cool powers.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. That I don't know. They fought it.
You wouldn't get the cool powers.
There's also,
Great grandkids or something.
imagine getting a terrible power, by the way.
I
Just-
know.
but anyway.
It's not all rainbows and
Imagine not
butterflies.
being able to open your eyes.
Imagine being a Morlock. Real quick, one thing that happened, like discrimination. That hospital did not want to deliver Jean's kid. Were they wrong though? Were they wrong for that?
No, actually, in that moment, I kind of understood what the doctor was saying, because, again, with these mutants, you don't exactly know what you're getting.
Mutants.
So it's like...
You heard how she said it? These mutants.
That's right. No, but you don't know what you're getting. So you could have a baby what if the baby comes out and he's like Scott? And he's out here beating
True.
the doctor's head
Yeah.
off when, you're just trying to cut the umbilical cord in peace.
Try again?
I was like, I'm not going to let it slide.
I tried. I was like, oh, I'm going to
Try
stutter
again?
over this word.
You
Y'all
can see her.
can't let me
You can
live.
see she tried to gather her courage
Y'all-
before she said it too.
Umbilical cord.
There you go. You got it.
Y'all are
See
annoying.
him, enemy. See
I would let y'all deliver my mutant baby.
see him, an enemy.
Wrap y'all.
I'm an enemy.
Whatever.
Um,
But you just don't know what you're going to get. And so I think they did the right thing, which, is kind of forced, but Rogue, absorbing that skill
Yeah.
set or power and then delivering the baby. Because, then the baby could blow her head off, but not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. It was which was an interesting way, by the way, for her to use her powers. I feel like the power sets in this show changed a little bit compared to the 90s comic, and certainly compared, not comic show, but and certainly in comparison to like some of the other ways I've seen mutants use their powers, like Morph. Bothered me particularly because
He could be anyone.
and it used to be that he was a shapeshifter. But
Like Mystique.
But all of a sudden I was like, wait, can he just take anybody's powers?
Yeah.
Oh,
They.
Can they just take anyone's powers?
Yeah, they turned into the Hulk.
That's what I'm saying.
Smash
I was
and
like,
do stuff.
why weren't they just like becoming, I don't know, like Professor X or like Jean Grey or I don't
Right,
know, just
right.
like anything. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
That which would have been a little bit
fair.
convenient, but I was also like, their powers are a little bit OD. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it didn't- yeah,
I'm not familiar with Morph. This was my intro to
Same.
them, so I was just like, what? You can just be anyone? All right, nifty.
right?
It's keen. Anyway, so yeah, I thought the show was amazing. A lot of cool moments. And obviously touched on a lot of like different social issues as well for a lot of different communities. I thought that was really cool. It made it a really like both fun and inspiring watch. But yeah, I don't know. What did you all think? Did y'all have any other thoughts about the show?
Yes. First of all, the show got a lot of hype, and I watched it, and I was kind of like, what? And I
Yeah.
think it kind of inserted you into the story. And I checked several times to make sure I was on episode 1
That's
or
crazy.
2. Because the way the story was flowing, I didn't think it was a great intro for people that aren't familiar with this aspect of the X-Men. Like I said, I watched Evolution. I had watched the movies and things like that, but that's as deep as my knowledge was for the most part. I'm not, as familiarized with X-Men, so I was just very like, I'm not connecting with this story this much. And then also, they did my girl Storm dirty.
What do you mean? How so? I kind of felt like you didn't watch the 90s show. I feel like they treated Storm better this
I
time than they
didn't.
have been for a long time. But what do you mean dirty?
She jumped in front of a laser to save a white man and lost her powers. They almost lost me.
Hold on, but
If we weren't talking about it on the show, I would have stopped watching.
But
I mean-
she got those powers back, and not only did she get her powers back, but she found love.
And she looked hot when her powers came back. I just want to point that out. She was looking good.
She was looking good.
I'm not that impressed with Forager. Is that his
Forge.
name?
Forge. You said forger. This guy's a criminal.
With Forge, I was like, okay, bring T'Challa out. Then let's get to the business.
Wow. No, I don't know. I think, well, I can understand what you're saying. Sacrificing for a white man, whatever. I just feel like we see that a lot. Sure.
Yeah.
But isn't she an Omega level mutant?
Yes.
She could have given more in that moment, and she did not.
Actually, I want to point out that I feel like a lot of these characters could have given more because I was like, why aren't you using the powers you were given or that you were born with? I don't
Just
understand.
sitting there.
But these giant robots are bringing out out like this. Like, people were not using their powers properly. But, it just that frustrated me. But I feel like that happens a lot in these superhero, like, movies. Like, just random. It's like, I'm like, how are you not beating this person, this regular person? Anyway.
Yeah, I just expected more from Storm or how she would be portrayed because I love Storm too.
Yeah, that's fair. Shout out to Dark Storm, though.
Yeah, bro.
Dark skin
I like
Storm.
that because I feel like it was just like...
dark skin Storm.
What about you, Penny? Any additional thoughts?
Yeah, I had questions. I was a little confused. So Bastion.
Uh-huh.
So he is a mutant?
So he was like almost like
yeah,
a
I didn't get that
mutant,
either.
like sentinel hybrid kind of person. Like he was like the next evolution beyond mutants. All right, welcome to the nerd corner. Let's get into it. He was like the next evolution beyond mutants. It's like mutants evolving into, I guess sentinels are the things that are supposed to take them out. So it was kind of like that next level of like mutation plus technology.
He was really
like,
ugly at the
how?
end. Oh, sorry. What?
Like, how did he become... I guess, I just was confused by that a little bit. I was like, I'm not understanding exactly
I'm not
how
Charles
he got
Darwin.
his...
My knowledge only goes so far.
Okay, well, you're talking about being a nerd. Like, give me the answer.
Oop.
And then also, our Egyptian friend at the end. Is that Moon Knight, or did I make a leap?
Nope. Well, I don't
It's
think
not
so.
Okay.
Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Wikipedia kind of like told me who that character is. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the
That's
last of-
Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Oh.
and then he shows up again
In
in
the-
old Genosha that was destroyed, and he
Yeah.
was like playing with one of Gambit's cards. Yeah, that's
Which is
Apocalypse.
a little foreshadow for those who are familiar with the comics, but
Yeah, not us. So it'll be a surprise for Penny and my.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I didn't know that, but like, I remember not caring for that movie very much.
the movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much about the movie, but
The
I
first
just-
two are strong.
they Oscar Isaac is one of our finest actors, and they did not do that man very well.
Where was he?
He was Apocalypse.
He was Apocalypse?
For real?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh no. Okay.
I also said another thing. I also just want to say I really love the quote. First of all, I didn't realize Storm and Jean were so close.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
But I really
Hit the
got
quote.
close, and she was like, I think Jean was like, make them mind the weather, sister. And
Oh,
then Storm
yeah.
was like, yes, and make them weather your mind. And I was
That-
like,
honestly,
that was so
that was
cute.
fire.
that was
so
such
cute.
a good line. That was such a good line.
The
That's
show
so
had a
us,
lot. Like
Penny.
the dialogue on the show was honestly fire. There were like that was maybe the best quote. I liked also like when Gambit was talking to Nightcrawler and talking about like whether or not he was worthy of love because he'd sinned so much, and Nightcrawler was like, "There is no love without sin, for love is best measured in what we forgive." That was really poignant. And then
giving a
Beast,
eyeball.
Beast, when he said riots are the language of the unheard, which is basically I think an MLK quote.
I said,
Yeah, I
oh,
was
so
gonna say
y'all
that's
are, so they're
yeah.
like, do you guys get it?
Yeah.
They're like, do you get what we're doing?
I mean,
was like, this is literally
But I was like, yeah. They're like, no, we're gonna spoon feed it. We're gonna force it down. y'all are gonna get these analogies.
Good. Some people need them.
Anyway, show was fire in my opinion. I liked it a lot. Okay, well, I liked it a lot.
A lot of
but-
people did. Who cares about my opinion?
Very true.
well,
Wow.
I'm kidding. I love you, Tosin. But I do want to hit you. I want to hit you out with the wild card question, which is a lot of power sets in the show. What was the best power and what was the lamest power? Hit me with your quick answers.
We can start with lamest because we already know the Jubilee shouldn't have been.
Easy on my
in
girl.
this-
Easy,
in
easy,
the way.
easy.
gonna get me with fireworks? She was like, okay, I've heard it before. Say yes.
Her power is just dumb. And it's not even like powerful explosions. It's like little pew, pew,
From the show, it says Jubilee generates explosive pyrotechnic energy plasmoids. So fireworks really is. It's literally her power.
But if a firework blew up right in your face,
I mean,
Yeah, me, a meager human. I'm
Okay,
not
okay,
a
okay,
mutant.
okay.
what is it gonna?
all right,
yeah.
okay. Well, look,
Yeah.
and when she was in that video game, she was kind of going off. The
That
old version of her,
episode was
In
a
the
waste
video.
of.
It was-
facts
it was-
actually they
I
should.
thought
I mean,
a
anyway,
little random.
but okay. So that was the. So I, by the way, I to be different, I'm just gonna say Beast because what can he do that
Oh yeah.
can't
I
be?
think-
and
I-
other people can do what he can do.
I mean, yeah, he's really.
he's also
I think
really strong.
being really strong and fast is helpful. Also, he's supposed. He has a genius level intellect.
I don't think that's one
But I
of his
don't think that's part
mutated
of him being
powers, though. I
mutant.
think he was. I think
just smart.
that he just is
was
smart.
That was part of the. That was listed under his powers in the thing that he had genius level intellect. I don't think being.
Do you think you're the resident nerd, or am I the resident nerd?
Smart. I think
Huh,
this
buddy?
is a superpower.
Anyway, I'm the resident nerd. All right, so I'll be the final decision
that's
maker
what
here.
that's what they
I don't care
told
about
me.
that. All right, what about best power?
Wait, no. Also, I think Cyclops' power is very lame.
No, I actually felt like they made his powers look a lot better.
Bro, this is the
in
best I've
this-
ever seen this man use that power.
This
is the best.
The massive amount of power that's coming from just
Yeah.
his little eyeballs. I've never seen
I
that
was
in
so-
any of the X-Men ones. Usually it's like little
When he used it to
lasers.
land,
He was-
when he jumped out that plane and used it to land, and then he was using it to go scoot, 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 scoot. And all
I-
those
Same
people-
show as y'all?
I was just
talking
like,
about.
all right, buddy, I'll call you if I want to get the hair on my upper lip removed.
Crazy.
Bro, laser hair removal. Penny, you're a genius.
They're not even lasers. I hate to be that nerd, but
Oh,
they're not
sorry.
lasers. They're
He
optic
emits
beams.
concussive beams from his
Yes.
eyes. That's what is described. Concussive beams.
Just go on to the best power.
Yeah, what's your best one?
I mean, like Professor X or Jean Grey. I feel like we gotta like.
It's got to be Jean.
Oh, no. Mine, I can't
Magneto?
choose between Magneto and Storm.
Magneto and Storm, I understand it. Storm is a lot more powerful
Storm
than
is-
they showed on this show.
Storm is
They're-
powerful. They never show her as powerful in any of these.
Like the way
Not
that Magneto
powerful
shut
enough.
down the
Yeah.
electricity of the whole world, Storm could do that too.
Yeah,
I was
she's
wondering-
an Omega level mutant.
She actually
and
should have been
doesn't
able to
get that
restart
respect.
it. Anyway,
She is, but also I think like the power, being able to go into people's brains.
no. That's actually
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
Not if I fry your brain up, you can't get in mine.
But he would probably mess you up before you even got to that point because he's that.
Not if I have a
powerful.
helmet like Magneto.
It's actually Jean because she can do all the mind stuff plus the telekinetic stuff.
Yeah,
She can do what Magneto can do plus what Xavier can do. Actually,
That's fair.
So except for she just
fair.
can't control it, she goes crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
often.
isn't she like?
And she was cloned. Anyway, ladies, we have binged. Let us banter. Let's talk about what powers we think that we each embody. And you know what? For a change, I'm going to go first.
Ooh.
Also because you guys are going to hate my answer.
Oh, God.
I'm going with the character Franklin Richards. Exactly. Franklin Richards is the son of Mr. Fantastic of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Yeah. And his power is he's a reality warper. So basically, he can change reality. He's created pocket universes. Whoa. He's taken other people's powers away.
Oh, that's too much power.
He has like. So are you guys familiar with Galactus, the character?
No. He's
kind of like a big evil. He's like one of the strongest people in Marvel, but he basically had Galactus become his servant. So Franklin Richards.
If only I knew who Galactus was, I would be impressed.
It would be very impressive. He's like stronger than Thanos. Galactus is. He eats universe. He eats planets. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm choosing for myself Franklin Richards. Penny, who are you? Whose powers do you want? Would you get?
So I think it would be really cool to be Adam Eve from Invincible. She can literally just create things.
Yeah, like, she's also a reality warper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally.
We're going deep on the terms here, okay? Yeah. Come on, let's get nerdy.
I think that'd be really cool. I mean, think about like how much you could help people with those abilities.
Yeah.
And like just all the I'll just be taking trips and like trips.
Like, she said I can help people and go on vacation.
Do you even need to take trips? I'm just changing my environment to where I want to be.
That's good.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I don't feel like I need to do all that.
I'm in the Caribbean right now.
But because part of the going on the trip is meeting the people, whatever. Anyway, that's kind of my ideal situation. It's just like having limitless funds and helping people.
Yeah, I love Invincible though because like wait, did you ever finish Invincible?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Omni-Man is a deadbeat daddy.
Sorry, spoilers for
city,
quick
barefoot.
Spoiler warning for Invincible.
You should have watched it by now.
Okay, relax, buddy. But I just love that like Adam, Eve, she tried to help like those people or whatever, but she didn't build the building according to code, so it like came crumbling down or something. And I was like, these are the things that we don't really think about for superheroes. Like you can't just go off and start building stuff. Anyway, Tosin, whose powers do you want?
Dang, well, I wasn't thinking about warping realities and stuff, but again, going back to my two faves, Magneto and Storm, I had a hard time deciding, but I ended up going with Magneto because...
I didn't realize this guy was your king.
I
love Magneto. Y'all learned something new about me today. I love Magneto. Anyway, metal is everywhere, okay? It's everywhere. It's in the ground, it's in the buildings, it's in our blood. Iron is in our blood. Mm-hmm. Basically, no one can stop me except for the anemic. And
that's crazy. That's what's stopping you now, right? Low key.
And honestly, they wouldn't even be able to because they'd be too sleepy and cold. So I would be unstoppable if I had Magneto's powers.
So as an anemic person, I take personal offense.
You know the thing that always bothered me about Magneto's powers?
What?
He's called Magneto, so he's supposed to like be the master of magnetism. Not every metal is magnetic. There's like only 3 magnetic metals.
Is it that, or is it he can bend metal to his will? And yeah, you're such a nerd. Why do you know that?
We learned it in physics or something.
Physics.
Maybe it was chemistry. I don't know. But there's not that many magnetic metals. This guy's just off here like bending gold.
Is it just magnetism, or is it
his name is Magneto?
Yeah, but is that
he calls himself the master of magnetism. Actually, why don't you go to your super chart?
That's a good point though.
And also, he went into he shut the world down.
Yeah,
he affected shut the world down.
The magnetic field of yeah.
Yeah, so
he's still pretty strong.
It's Magneto for me. Let me know if there are any other magnetizers out there. That's what we call ourselves.
Please.
Or the Magnetos.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's
not
crazy. Spent all around the world grooming. Okay, let's go back.
No, not old Magneto.
No, you want it.
Let's do Days of Futures past Magneto.
Okay,
that guy's not.
Michael Fassbender Magneto. Okay.
Sure.
I
thought that's not Christian Bale.
Tosin, this is becoming untenable. You are so wildly out of pocket right now. You are so wildly out of pocket. You really thought this guy was suiting up for years back and forth between Magneto and Batman? Are you sick?
Wait. Michael, I'm looking him up right now. Okay, what else are we talking about?
Well, I was gonna go backwards, but we'll start with Penny. Penny, please, what? Okay, so now we're gonna pick what superheroes we think or remind us most of our co-hosts, our lovely co-hosts. Superheroes and I think villains are also on the table. So, Penny, why don't we start with you? Who would you assign to Penny and to Tosin and myself?
Okay, for Tosin, I'm not gonna lie, I had some trouble.
I'm an enigma.
This answer might sound weird, but I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Oh Lord.
The Punisher.
That actually is. I'm baffled.
I never watched it, but the Punisher doesn't have superpowers, so I don't want to be the Punisher.
He doesn't. So he doesn't have superpowers. I wasn't sure how you feel about this. So the Punisher's kind of an anti-hero. And I picked the Punisher because, one, Tosin, I don't think you would actually want the responsibilities of having like superpowers. Like,
why not?
I think you, because there would be expectations for people who have.
I can do whatever I want with
What do
my
you
powers.
mean?
I don't have
With
to
great
help
power
y'all.
comes great responsibility. Are you not paying attention?
Okay, well, you should have picked Spider-Man if that's how you feel.
And also the Punisher is kind of like, you know what? I'm not associating myself with a group because I think you would be like, I'm not trying to like work with like.
Yeah, you would not be an Avenger or an X-Man.
I don't want to have to be tied to like this group or do this thing. I want to come and go.
You don't like going to work now. You're not going to want to be a superhero as a full-time job. What are you talking about?
She's like, oh, risk my life? No, thank you. So I think the Punisher, because he's not, he's kind of a lone soldier.
But he does put himself in the line of fire.
He does put himself in the line of fire, but he also kind of
which
plays
you do for the people you love.
Yeah, and he also plays by his own rules, right? So you kind of like, I think you are.
She's not happy.
The way
I'm not.
I knew you would like this answer, but I'm like, he also kind of like, again, marches the beat of his own drum. He's not trying to like tie himself to anything. He like kind of takes matters in his own hand in the way that he sees best, which you also do, even if your opinion might be controversial. But so you're not necessarily like a broody, dark, like
I'm not
like man type situation, but and then I also considered a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle for you and a Powerpuff Girl, but I ended up picking the Punisher.
Another white king for Tosin.
Oh my gosh.
And then for Jean, so very funny. I actually picked Mr. Fantastic for you.
Oh.
Yeah. So he is described as having genius level intellect, which is not.
Gene ain't no genius. The gene ain't for genius.
It's not.
You're a rude monster.
Every once in a while, you can string some intelligent thoughts together. But you're smart in your own way, son. Love you. But he is a shapeshifter, and he has the abilities to be elastic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in life, you just be shapeshifting. You'd be trying to like, you try to play your mind tricks and your mind games, and you're over here trying to jump this, jump that, like being the devil's advocate, whatever. You're always doing mental gymnastics for people. Whatever. These are physical gymnastics, but I don't know. And I also feel like the way he is, he's kind of like, I'm leading the group. And everyone, like, let's consider this. And I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of you. But
he's an a-hole, is what you're saying.
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I meant to say. Sorry if that's how it sounded.
Wow, that's crazy. Can I go next, actually?
Actually, you can go next, but really quickly, because she said Punisher, and that reminded me that maybe we should give you Daredevil, because I think you're blind. Have you figured out if Michael Fassbender and Christian Bale are different people?
I was thinking I was gonna say Daredevil because of the glasses thing, but I thought that.
Wow, I wear glasses, y'all. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go next.
Glasses too.
Y'all are annoying.
Go ahead.
Y'all are actually very annoying, and I'll make mine quick because
Sorry.
I don't like y'all right now. For Jean, that's crazy because I had Mr. Fantastic. I didn't end up going with him, but he was second on my list. Yeah.
Oh.
But I did end up going with Professor X, which now I'm realizing could be wrong. Again, the mind stuff. We already talked about that. Jean, the brain, the mind, yada, yada. But then also, I feel like, Jean, you're the type of person who's like, oh, I want to see the good. I want to see the good. Even when, like, I would be talking to these dusty guys on Hinge, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to cut him off. And Jean would be like, oh, not yet. Give him another chance. Things like that.
I don't know if that was correctly characterized, but go ahead.
I feel like you try and see the best in people and give people chances and all that stuff, like Professor X, even to the point where it's too much. Now, for Penny, crazy, but I gave you Adam Eve.
Whoa.
No, you're lying. I gave
You're
you Adam Eve.
lying.
It's right here in my notes.
Oh my God.
You are Adam Eve. I'm not even going to go into the explanation because you broke it down perfectly earlier for yourself. So yes, Adam Eve,
Guys,
you're
we're good
very
at
on
this.
point with that. No, you're actually bad at it because you gave me the Punisher.
Oh.
But Gene, go ahead.
Crazy.
Your turn. You're up.
I feel. Look, here's what I'm gonna say. After mine, you're
my
gonna
gosh.
love Penny.
You're so
So I'll
I knew
start
you
with
wouldn't
you
like
because
my
you're gonna be disappointed.
I knew you wouldn't like my
I gave you the character Squirrel Girl.
No, you're doing this on purpose to upset me.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Wait, who's
No, you're doing this
Squirrel
on
Girl?
purpose because you want to get a reaction out of me on this podcast.
I don't-
Because there ain't no way that you made me Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, no, you're
No, I'm not freaking Squirrel Girl.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain why. Why. So Squirrel Girl, is so she's a character. She has a little bit of anxiety and fear.
Her name is Doreen.
Hold on.
Her real name is Doreen.
Hold on, but the way that she deals with that is with a constant positive attitude. I know somebody who went to therapy and got past anxiety and fear with constant positivity. That person is Tosin. Also, she is very agile. She's very sporty. She's like in shape and da da da. And that also reminds me of you. You're very like limber and lithe, much like a squirrel yourself. And she's super strong and talks to squirrels. I don't know if you do that, but the
Animals make me uncomfortable.
one of the most interesting things about her though is that she almost never loses a fight. And I feel like in your life, because the thing with her is like even when it seems like she's overmatched, she comes out on top, and I feel like that's you a lot of times. Like even when it seems like the odds are against you, you always come out on top.
If anyone is saying, "Aw, no," squirrel, no.
This is why she's the
You are a little
Punisher.
squirrely too.
No.
And then
So she's a Marvel character.
for you, Penny, I was gonna go with Raven from the DC universe. She's kind of
Oh, she a Teen Titan?
Teen Titan, kind of sulky, broody, kind
I'm
of
sulky.
moody.
But she's a demon.
Well, and so I was like, I knew you were going to be uncomfortable with some of
you
the
are.
spiritual aspects of that, and so instead I'm going with Poison Ivy.
Not
Poison Ivy because she cares deeply about the environment. She's she's very eco-conscious, which I think you
I
are.
saw Penny throw a plastic bottle in the trash.
That's
the other
crazy.
day.
Not even recycling. Not even recycling.
A plastic bottle in the
I don't really
trash.
think I'm
and
like an environmentalist.
You're eco-conscious. It's
For
certainly
African, yeah.
certainly for the people you hang around, our family. And on top of that, she's very powerful when she wants to be. But currently in the comics, she is laid up with her boo and does not really feel like doing a lot of crime. She's a little bit lazy, and so
Isn't her boo Harley Quinn?
her boo is Harley Quinn. That
So you
may not
like
be
toxic
related.
people.
No.
That's
Well, she used to date a guy named Kite.
Joker?
No.
Oh no, that's Harley Quinn. Let me shut up.
She used to date Kite Man. So she used to date a guy, and now she's dating a girl, and I think that part is actually unrelated.
Okay.
Anyway, so for you, I thought Poison Ivy.
going on?
Y'all hate me, and this has upset me. We can wrap it up.
Wait, but okay.
What did you want us to say? Wonder Woman? What are you talking about?
No, I don't think I'm a Wonder Woman, but I don't think I'd be lame with freaking Squirrel Girl. I can't even say her name right. It's like a tongue twister. And then the Punisher. Ugh. Anyway, okay.
Okay.
I'm redoing y'all's.
It's been a wonderful episode, everybody.
It was.
It's been a
until
wonderful
the end.
episode. A lot of great superhero content. Hopefully we can cover some more superhero stuff soon because that's when I'm really in my nerd bag. Does anybody have any final thoughts?
Christian Bale is not Michael Fassbender. That's what I learned today, and I learned that my family hates me. So
We hate you.
We
Why are you
love you
making the
deeply.
jump, bro.
You're a winner.
All right. No, it's all right. It's a wrap.
Thank you, everybody. Love you guys, and we'll not see you, but we'll talk to you soon.
bye.
Bye.
I can't believe those are y'all's choices for me. Squirrel Girl and the Punisher. Thanks for listening to Real Relatives. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please take a moment to leave a review, rate us, subscribe, and share our podcast with your people. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and whatever platform you enjoy listening to podcasts on. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X, at Real Relatives. That's REEL, Relatives, to stay updated on new episodes, vote on polls, because, side note, Gene loves a good IG story poll, and just share your thoughts with us. We really mean it when we say we want to hear from you. Make sure to tune in again in 2 weeks for more banter on TV and movies with the relatives. Until then, take care and happy watching.